Hello student, welcome to today's video. Today's topic is basic concept of final accounts of a sole proprietorship firm. Now, for my today's video, one of my students is helping me. She needed to revise the chapters, so she's on board with us in the video. Hello Darsha,
Hello, ma'am.
thank you for accompanying me. Alright, so we'll start today's video. As I said, today's video is on final accounts. Why do we prepare final accounts? The first thing is, first, why we are doing the business. Disha, can you answer? Why we are doing the business? The purpose of doing the business?
To earn profit
Very good, correct. To earn profit. And how do we know whether we have earned profit or not?
by looking into the balance sheet,
Not balance sheet, Disha, profit and loss. Okay?
profit and loss account.
It's a very simple thing. If we will leave aside the accounting part, what we are doing here, we are doing the business and we want to know whether we have profit or loss. So simply what we can do is take all of our incomes and subtract our all of expenses. So simply we will get our profit. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
The same thing we are going to do by preparing our trading and P&L account. We'll see in few minutes, okay? But before we'll jump, I just want to say how we are doing it, okay? When we are preparing the final accounts, there are two things. Yes, we are doing the business to earn profit and therefore we want to see the profit. But apart from seeing the profit, is it necessary that we should know that how much I'm supposed to pay to other person? Do I need to know, Drisha?
Yes, ma'am.
Like how much I have to pay to some other person in the coming time and how much I have to receive from other person. Is it very necessary that I should know which person owes me money and how much I have to receive from them?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So therefore, how do we know that? So majorly we have two parts, okay? Balance sheet and trading and P&L account as a part of our final accounts, okay? Now, balance sheet is the position of assets and liabilities. So it shows us what is the amount that we have to receive and receive or pay to other persons. And trading and profit and loss is prepared to calculate profit or loss, okay? Now, another thing,
Yes, ma'am.
one more point that we have to remember is how frequently we are going to check our profit or losses and the position. Because every day we are doing transactions. So after every transaction, am I going to check, okay, whether I have earned profit or loss? No, not after every transaction, that would be too much work, right? So just remember our birthday, right? We celebrate our birthday every year. Is that right? It's an
Yes,
annual
ma'am.
event. So for business also, what we do, we prepare our final accounts annually. Okay, that means for 12 months. Now, this point is taken from our accounting period concept. Accounting period concept says that the life of the business is subdivided into 12 months period, and for every 12 months we prepare our final accounts. Okay, is that clear, Disha?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so now we'll see how to prepare this trading and P&L account. Okay. Now we have two set of rules, right? First one is our traditional approach. We have already covered that in our previous video, that we have three types of account in here: personal, real, and nominal. Okay. And then we have modern approach. As per modern approach, we have five types of account, that is capital, assets, liability, income, and expense. So whether we look into any approach, we will find the same thing. So nominal accounts are income and expenses. Here are income and expenses. Okay. Personal and real account are our capital, asset, and liability. So nominal account will get closed every year. Why we are closing it every year? We are closing it every year because, as we discussed few minutes ago, that we need to calculate profit or loss. So if I need to know profit or loss, I need to take the consideration of current year, whole income and whole expenses, and then I'm going to subtract to calculate whether I've earned profit or loss. So therefore, these accounts will get closed. You tell me, Darsha, Is it reasonable that if this year I earned 5 lakh rupees of sales, should I carry forward that 5 lakh sales next year also?
No, ma'am.
No, because it will be unreasonable. Current year sales will tell me current year profit. Next year sales will tell me next year profit. Okay, so therefore profit or loss, nominal account or income and expense account. Okay, these accounts get closed every year by transferring them to either trading account or profit and loss account. We'll see in few minutes how to transfer the same. And personal and real account or capital asset and liability, these are shown in our balance sheet. Okay, now I'm going to I'm going to explain a little bit about closing and opening entry. Okay, a lot of students forget or don't remember or haven't studied, but that's very important. Opening entry. What is our opening entry? Opening entry is done to bring last year balances to current year. Okay, so there all the assets will be debited individually, all the liabilities will be credited individually and to capital account. So this is the opening entry. Why we do that? Whatever amount is appearing in our last balance sheet need to be carried forward to the next year. That's why we write balance BD in our ledger accounts of asset, liability and capital. We write balance BD to start the account with whatever balances we have left in the previous year. Is this clear, Disha?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, closing entry. What is our closing entry? Closing entry. Closing entry is transferring all the income and expenses to trading and profit and loss account. So the income and expenses account do not have balance BD when you're starting the year. In general, when you're solving your ledger chapter, that is a different thing. But when you are starting a new year, at that time, whenever you will see opening entry, you will never see an expense account or an income account. Okay. And so many chapters we have studied, whether in the 11th, in the 12th class, partnership, share capital and everything. There, whenever we face any income or expense account, I can recall like interest on debentures. Is that right? Interest on debentures need to be transferred to our profit and loss account at the end of the year. Why? Because it is an expense account. Another thing in the partnership, again interest on loan account. When the partner used to give loan to the firm, that time that interest on loan need to be closed also. Is that right, Disha?
Yes, ma'am.
Why we are always transferring? This is the reason, because anytime, any chapter you see any income or expense, you have to close it at the end of the year. Also remember, these things we do at the end of the year. We do not keep transferring everything after every single transaction. No. If we are doing the transaction during the year, we are just going to record the transaction. But if you're recording anything at the end of the year, that time what we have to do? We have to close that account by transferring them to trading or profit and loss account. So let's see how we are going to record the closing entry. Items that comes under trading account. Now let's understand trading account and profit and loss account. What is a trading account? Trading account represents only it is the purpose of preparing the trading account is to calculate gross profit. How the gross profit is calculated? In general, gross profit means we say what is our sales and we reduce what is the cost of sales. What does that mean, cost of sales? That means what was the actual cost related to, if I'm providing a services, so what was the cost of that service that was for me? What was the cost of goods if I'm selling the goods? What was the cost of the goods that I have sold? Is that clear, Disha?
Yes, ma'am.
This gives us gross profit. Okay, so in the trading account, only items related to goods comes. If it is a service industry, we usually prepare only profit and loss account, even though there we can calculate cost of services, but that will come in the costing subject, not here. Okay, in here normally if it is a trading or manufacturing unit, then trading account will be prepared. If it is just a service unit, then only profit and loss account will be prepared for sole proprietorship firm. Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So for the trading account, as I said, items related to goods will be recorded. Okay, so we start with the opening stock. Now the items for the trading account is quite fixed. Opening stock, whatever. What is the opening stock? Opening stock is the value cost of the goods that we have purchased in the previous year but not sold in the previous year. Okay, so why we are bringing it here? Because if we had not sold in the previous year, definitely we are going to sell it in the current year. So therefore it will become the cost of current year sales. Is that clear, Disha?
Yes, ma'am.
So opening stock, then we take purchase, and purchase return will be recorded as the negative item under the purchase account. I'm going to show you how the journal entry is done for the same. First we'll cover the trading, then we're going to discuss the journal entries. Okay. So to opening stock, then record the purchases. Purchase return is subtracted to wages, to factory expenses, to carriage inward. Wages will always come into the trading account. Any expense related to factory lighting, factory rent, it will come into trading account. Any expense that is inward. What does that mean? Inward means expenses incurred on the purchases. All right. So these expenses will come under your trading account. On the credit side, we have always fixed items. Sales account, reduce the sales return. Then if we have closing, obviously we'll have the closing stock. Whatever is the value of closing stock, market value or the cost, whichever is lower. Okay, that will be taken here. And then we have to see as our ledger account, if the debit side is higher and credit side is lower, so loss will come. So therefore on the credit side we are going to write by gross loss. But if credit side is higher and debit side is lower, we are going to write the gross profit. The trading account and profit and loss account, they are nominal account. Okay, so why we are writing it here? Let's see the journal entry. It will give you more clarification. Now, opening stock. As I just explained you, opening entry, opening stock was an asset. Is that right, Disha?
Yes, ma'am.
Opening stock, what is the opening stock? Opening stock is the closing stock of last year. Is that right? So
Yes, ma'am.
it is the asset. We brought this asset in the current year, but this closing is uh, asset represents the cost of the goods that we have purchased last year. At the end of the year, it was asset, but now when we are again ready to sell it, it is our expense. Is this point clear? So, this is a point clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so opening a stock is an asset. Now I want to close that account. So asset account have a debit balance. Okay, opening stock will have a debit balance. To close this account, I'm going to write it how it is going to happen. To opening a stock, I'm going to credit the opening stock and trading account will be debited. So here, as I said, trading account is a nominal account. I'm debiting it to record this as an expense. Okay, and this opening stock is getting closed because last year on the last date it was asset. Now it is not. Now it is the part of our current year expense. Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Next, all the expenses have a debit balance. Is that right? When we prepare the purchase account, all the transactions recorded here, and then we just write balance CD here. But now, since it is the end of the year, we are not going to do balance CD to carry forward to the next month because it is end. So if, let's say here I have 2,25,000 rupees of total value of purchases recorded throughout the year. So if I need to close this account, I can write here by trading account. If I'll do that with the same amount, 2,25,000, both the side will be equal and the account will be closed. Do you agree, Drisha?
Yes, ma'am.
So that is how we close all of our income and expenses. Now, all the expenses will have a debit balance. So to write off, to transfer the expenses, that particular expense will be credited to expenses and trading account will be debited. So in another way, you can also remember being trading account being a nominal account, expenses are recorded on the debit side and incomes are recorded on the credit side. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So therefore, purchase, wages, factory expense, carriage and will be recorded like this. But now there is one more item, purchase return. What is the balance of purchase return? Purchase return have a credit balance. Is that right, Disha?
Yes, ma'am.
So purchase return have a credit balance. So to write it off, I need to debit them. So purchase return account debit to purchase account. Okay. And do remember, first make this entry and then only transfer the purchase account to the trade. Then only transfer the purchase account to the trading account. Okay, because whatever was the, let's say 2,25,000 rupees was your value of your purchase and purchase return is 5,000. So you can see when you will prepare your ledger of purchase account, here 2,25,000 is appearing. Now you will write here by purchase return 5,000, then you will write by trading account 2,20,000. So you will write here 2,25,000, subtract 5,000 and you will get 2,20,000 netting the outside. Is this clear, Disha?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now on the income credit side, I'll just show the entry for sales return. Sales return have a debit balance. So to write it off, I have to credit it. So I will do sales account debit to sales return account. Then sales account have a credit balance. So to write it, to transfer it, I'm going to do sales account debit to trading account. Okay, you can merge both the entries also. It will also be okay. So here your balance will be closed. Now last part is the closing stock. The closing stock gets recorded at this time only. Closing stock does not exist. Closing stock comes into existence at the end of the year and your normal entry is simple. Closing stock debit to trading account. So what we are doing here is, see here, here is opening stock, purchases. So these was the value of the goods that was available to be sold and we are removing the value of the goods that are not sold. So by doing this, you can see opening stock plus purchases plus direct expenses minus closing stock. This gives us cost of goods sold. Is this clear, Drisha?
Yes, ma'am.
And sales minus cost of goods sold is the gross profit, or if your cost of goods sold is higher, then it is gross loss. Now, as I explained you for the expenses and income, same thing has to be done for the profit and loss account. The thing is, whatever is left after recording in the trading account, because for trading account, items are quite fixed. The purchases, direct expenses, wages, factory expense, and inward expenses, but all the other expenses. Now, it does not matter whether it is operating, non-operating, okay, but all the other expenses will be recorded on the profit and loss account and all the other indirect incomes will be recorded in the profit and loss account. But before doing that, our first set of entry record the opening stock, then record the purchase return, then purchases plus all the direct expenses, then sales return, then sales entry, and the last is your uh, closing stock. After doing this, to record the gross profit, there are two ways to record the gross profit. Okay, how can we do that? First, direct one, the one I prefer. See here, gross profit is written on the credit side, debit side of the trading account. That means trading account is getting debited. So trading account debit to profit and loss account. This is the simple entry how you can do to record the profit. Okay, if it is a gross profit. But it is an elaboration of two entries. Now, gross profit is a income, right? So therefore, that will be credited. Trading account debit to gross profit account. Now I need to transfer this gross profit. So gross profit account gets debited and it gets transferred to profit and loss account. The actual entry is this two set of entry, but it's tedious to write so many entry. It is better to write directly trading account debit to profit and loss account, because you can see gross profit is recorded here and it gets transferred on the credit side of the profit and loss directly. Can you see that, Disha?
Yes, ma'am.
Similarly, gross loss is recorded directly here. So if you want to write the journal entry for gross loss, it is written on the debit side of trading account. So trading account is gross loss is written on the credit side. So trading account is getting credited, and profit and on the profit and loss account, it is written on the debit side. So profit and loss account is getting debited. So P&L account debit to trading account if it is a loss. Okay. And in other words, you can also remember, because profit and loss account is also nominal account, to record the gain, we are crediting the P&L account, and to record the loss, we are debiting the profit and loss account. Is this point clear, Disha?
Yes, ma'am.
Never to get confused even on other chapters also, because this topic is not only relevant for the preparing your final accounts for sole proprietorship, but also for your partnership and your company's balance and all. It comes handy. Okay, even for NP also it comes handy. Okay, so last two things, for recording all the indirect expenses, they have the debit balance. I'm repeating this, but still it's very important. So they have debit balance, so I'm going to credit them to expenses account, and profit and loss account will be debited. To record the incomes have credit balance, so they will be debited. So income account debit to profit and loss account, and you can see here all the incomes are recorded and all the expense. Last, to record the profit or loss. Okay, so again you have two ways: normal, or the actual way is net to record the net profit and loss account debit, because obviously the debit side will be shorter. So to balance it, profit and loss need to be debited, and to net profit account, because the net profit is our gain, and gains are credited for the increase. So to net profit, and then this net profit can be transferred to capital account. So then you can write net profit debit to capital account, or you can again merge it by cancelling them and write directly profit and loss debit to capital. Okay, Disha?
Yes, ma'am.
And for the net loss, it will be reversed. Any doubt in trading or P&L?
Ma'am, in the entries,
Hmm.
we usually put salaries to P&L and trading to wages to trading, no?
Correct.
But
Because
some
wages, yes, Disha, complete it out.
but sometimes in questions they give wages and wages.
Yes, Drisha, very good. That's a very good doubt actually. So, first word, you have to look into the first word. If they had said wages and salary, so the first word is wages, so record it under your trading account. Okay? And if they had written salary and wages, your first word is indirect expense, so record it in the profit and loss account. That's all. Very good. Good question.
Okay.
Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let's come to the last part, that is balance sheet. Okay, so see here, trading and profit and loss account, I'm going to give a small difference. See, trading and profit and loss account for the year ending. So this was prepared for the whole year. This data belongs to the whole year. Okay, but look at here. What is the balance sheet as at 31st March? That is, it is getting prepared for a particular date. And yes, you can prepare balance sheet for any date. And when we use different accounting software, that time we do make the balance sheet is available at any given date actually. But for our final accounts, we actually make it properly for on the last date only. Okay. So this is prepared on a particular date. This point also comes handy on multiple chapters, even on multiple subjects also, like financial management and all. Okay. So now let's come here. Balance sheet is quite easy. Take all the assets, write it here. Take all the liabilities and reserves and provisions on here. The only part is capital part. So this is the opening balance of the capital. If you have any addition, then you can add it here. Profit will be added. If there is loss, so it will be subtracted. If the owner has made any drawings, subtracted. So then the final amount comes in the outer column. Okay, Drisha, any doubt in balance sheet? Because in balance sheet, there is not much to be explained. A simple
No.
balance sheet means just put the assets on the asset side, and on the liability side, we have capital plus net profit minus net loss. There will be only one item out of these, plus addition if there, minus drawings. So then it gives a final value. Apart from that, we have, first we have reserves actually. Reserves, provisions, okay. Provision, there are different type of provision. Like if we have provision for doubtful debts, we show it from the subtraction of sundry debtors. Tisha, can you remember any provision that we show here on this side, on the liability side? Any name of the
Provision for
provision?
contingent liability.
Very good. Correct. Provision for no. No, well, it can be reserved for contingency or provision for contingency. It depends like how they are making. We will cover that part in the reserves and provisions topic whenever we'll cover. Okay. And then we have non-current liabilities and current liabilities. liabilities. Okay, do you want me to explain current and non-current liability and asset also, Disha? It depends
Yes,
upon.
ma'am.
Okay, then I'll explain. So non-current, it is very easy. Non-current asset, current asset, non-current asset that is going to be held into business for more than 12 months. The purpose is not to be sold, okay, is to generate revenue. So what are the items? Land and building, machinery, furniture, vehicle, equipment. Now investment can be non-current and current both. So it depends and you can write accordingly. Then here we deposits usually are short term, but sometimes they are for long term also. Okay, it depends whatever is written in the question. So it's a judgment call at the time of solving the question. But still for now I'm taking it as short term. Now in our current assets is what we are going to sell or we are going to convert it into cash as soon as possible. That is the reason. Obviously, what are our sundry debtors? We need to recover the money from our debtors. What is the closing stock? We need to sell it and receive the money. What is our bills receivable? Again, receive the money. So you can see, yes, everything we are trying to convert it into cash. Is that right, Disha?
Yes, ma'am.
Prepaid expense cannot be converted, but it reduces our liability because if I had paid the expense, let's say I had paid a 3 month rent in advance, so I don't have to pay the rent for the next 3 months, right? So therefore, it is current. Now, under the non-current liabilities and current liabilities, again simple. If the payment date, the time that we have to pay after 12 months, then it is non-current. If we have to make the payment within 12 months, so then it is current liability. Okay, that's all you have to see. So bank loan, unsecured loan, these are usually your non-current liability because bank loan you take for longer time period, but it is also possible that the loan has came at the end of its tenure and only last few installments are left. In that scenario, it does come under your current liability. But in the 12th, 11th class and even in the 12th class, you don't get that type of questions, and even in college first year, you don't get this type of question. Okay, but yes, the knowledge and information will come handy in your future time. Okay, so bank OD, sundry creditor, bills payable, and outstanding expenses. These are your regular, very common current liabilities that I've taken here, for example. Anything else you want me to explain, Disha?
No, ma'am.
All right. So we'll conclude the topic here. I hope you liked the video. Uh, so if you need any other topic for me to explain, let me know. Comment on the box. Sorry. Write it on the comment box. Thank you for watching.